Hello everyone, my name is Jiwan Mahaber, and today we will be going through the IPv6 address and subnetting. So let's start off with what is IPv6. So the Internet Protocol version 6, commonly known as IPv6, is the latest model in Internet Protocol designed as a replacement for IPv4 because soon the IPv4 will run out of addresses, and with IPv6 now you get a wider address space, which is beneficial, a lot more beneficial than the IPv4. So let's move on to the comparison of the both IPv4 and IPv6. So as you can see in comparison, the IPv4 address is a 32-bit, whereas the IPv6 addresses are 128 bits. In IPv4, we can have a total of about 4.3 billion addresses, whereas in IPv6, they can have 340 undecillion possible addresses. So you can see that there's a huge difference between the two addresses, where the IPv6 is a lot better by far than the IPv4. So we can see that the IPv4 address is written in numeric dotted decimal notation, while the IPv6 is written in an alphanumeric hexadecimal notation, where each placement can be between A and F and 0 and 9. As shown, the IPv4 is separated by periods, which are the dots, and the IPv6 is separated by colons. Now, these are just three of the main differences between IPv4 and IPv6. There are a lot more, but these are what makes them completely different and beneficial most. So let's move on now to the abbreviation of IPv6 addresses. So, with IPv6, these addresses can be shortened. Now, if there is a row of zeros as shown highlighted in green, the remaining spaces will be filled up by your IPv6 device with zeros until it reaches a 128-bit address. The IPv6 can even go further by reducing it, but if you have a hex set with 4 zeros, then those zeros can be removed and left with 1 zero. The other remaining zeros will be added by the IPv6 device. Let's move on. So, the leading zeros removed in IPv6 addresses. Now, with IPv6 addresses, if there are any leading zeros as shown here, as well we have 0001, 0002, and so on and so on, it can be removed also, getting the abbreviated version of 2001 colon 1 colon 2 colon 3 colon 4 colon 5 colon 6 colon 7. So let's move on now again. Right, IPv6 address subnetting. So, as you can see, we have our hex set here and our binary, right? Now we are looking at the diagrams here. When subnetting IPv6 addresses, your first step is going to be to break down the nibble to binary. So, how you are going to do that is by counting from the last nibble, which is located on the right. A conversion from binary to hexadecimal is also needed to be done. In the subset ID portions, it begins with all zeros and then ends off with all Fs. IPv6 address subnetting. So, here you can see as an example of an IPv6 calculation in Excel. So what you will be needing to do to get the network is adding the network prefix length and the IP addresses. So in this diagram, your network is going to be 22B0. Highlighted in blue and yellow, you can see that we have our IPv6 address and we have our IPv6 network. That's it for this video. Thank you for viewing, guys.